On this episode, the master wants to know what's happening to crystal Skillchompas. You ask merchanting questions, and I'll answer them. Hi guys, this is Divine with episode 2 of the Ask Merchanting Questions show. It's been a while since the first episode, and that's not because I've had no time to make videos. I actually didn't receive a single question where I felt like it was worth making a video about. I did get a lot of PMs after the first video, but with many of them, it just seemed like people wanted me to make a video about an item without actually being interested in the answer themselves, and I don't think that's going to make for very entertaining videos. So yesterday the master broke that dry streak when he PM'd me to ask me what's going on with crystal Skillchompas. He said he's been playing RuneScape for over 10 years and is now heavily getting into merchanting. Good job. Now, it's crazy to me as a merchant how some people don't get into it for years. But that just goes to show merchanting is not that simple for everyone, and not everyone is interested in it either. Many people just like playing the game, and that's enough to them. But it's really easy if you're a long-time merchant like me to assume that pretty much everyone out there is doing it, which is really not the case. It's probably the opposite. Anyways, the master goes on to say, I noticed the new crystal Skillchompas and I bought a large amount at 1k each. Now, at this point, I'm kind of wondering, why exactly did you decide to buy them? He said he saw a recent drop in value and was hoping to hear my opinion on the item. So I'm not sure here if he bought them before the drop in value or after it. But either way, he wants to hear my opinion. Is this something you have bought? What do you think they should be worth? And how long do you think to hold them for? So I spoke about crystal Skillchompas in the last BTS video. I said there I didn't expect them to do particularly well, considering how few people care about crimson Skillchompas. Now, I'm not sure how much research the master did before buying into them, but this item has a bit of a problem. The hunter XP rates are insane, over 1 mil XP per hour, which is pretty much unprecedented for the skill. That alone means a whole bunch of people will be doing these all the way to 200 mil XP, and they won't care about price. They would sell them for less than 100 GP each and still be totally happy because of the super high XP rates. The cash is just a bonus at that point for them, or they're willing to wait it out and sell later on anytime the price starts to pick up a bit. So to answer the master's questions, no, I haven't bought these. What I think they should be worth doesn't really matter. I think what I think they will be worth is much more important. And as mentioned a moment ago, I don't see any reason for them to be worth more than they are today. The supply side is really not looking good, especially considering that they hit the top 100 most traded items for quite a few days. That should tell you how many people are hunting this stuff. Now the part I don't get is how they still have a stepped graph despite being in the top 100 most traded items, but that's probably a bug, to be honest. If we look at demand on the other hand, I couldn't find any guides explaining how worthwhile they are to use for skilling. Probably if people start making guides about this and it is actually worth it, that alone is going to pick up usage. So if you're invested in them and you feel like, well, my investment is kind of in trouble, then I'd say the easiest way to do it is to make an objective guide explaining people how much XP per hour you can get using these. That alone could potentially help your investment to recover from the losses, but you do have to be a video maker for that. So anyways, I did do a little bit of research, and based on this RS Wiki conversation, it seems like on average you use about 1 to 2k Skillchompas per hour when skilling. And at 1k each, that is 1 to 2 mil per hour for a 15 to 55% XP boost, depending on the skill. Now that sounds like a lot, but if we look at the skills you can use them for, we have fishing, woodcutting, mining, and divination. Now for fishing, most people prefer to do crystal fishing with invention rods. So you lose a lot of demand right there because they cannot use this stuff there. Woodcutting is an option, but I assume not a whole lot of people are willing to pay for such an AFK skill. It's a bit weird to pay like 2 mil per hour for woodcutting training. Anyways, for mining the additional boost seems pretty low, and again people prefer to AFK this at Elf City. Using them for divination makes little sense in my eyes. Many people go there to make money from energies and not really for faster XP rates. So that's pretty much all you can use them for. You can see a few uses in there, but in overall it's not really amazing versus the insane supply that will be coming into the game. Now at this point Jagex can leave crystal Skillchompas be until they become so cheap that people will find them worth using. They can nerf the rate at which you can get them, which would probably make them dead content, or they can over-reward you in using them the way you're over-rewarded for hunting them as well. At this point, I think they won't even touch them, even though it looks a bit stupid that they are a third of the price of a lower level Skillchompa, but those will of course adjust. So that leaves us with the final question, how long I think you should hold them for. And I answered this question in my flipping guide for beginners, because there is no universal answer to that question. It really depends on how good you are at money making and whether you're able to make more money or recover your losses faster by selling than by trying to hold on and break even. I suggest you go watch that guide to really get an idea of how long that period of time is for you. Anyways, the overall conclusion here is that you should really do your research before making an investment, because it's really easy to look at these crystal Skillchompas and be like, wow, they're so much cheaper than this lower level Skillchompa. They'll definitely go up, let's buy some, and then actually you're screwed because the XP rates are so insane. That's it for the second episode. I hope it was interesting. I unfortunately won't be around next week for the September BTS, but I'm sure that you guys have already seen the bonus XP weekend announcement and the daily raffle event, and there may be some other small updates as well. If you did not already invest for the bonus XP weekend at this point, just stick with flips and short-term investments. You may also find increased margins on items less people are focusing on right now, such as items with limits of 10 per 4 hours. Take care everyone, you keep asking questions, and I'll answer them.